Okay, we are making Stromboli here. Let me get my apron. I forgot to get it from the restaurant, so I bought everything at the grocery store, which is against my better judgment, but I didn't feel like driving back to the shop. So, let me see the sauce. I'm going to use marinara. And I like the whole milk mozzarella. I just find it creamier. It could be better for you if you use the part skim. It's a good option. Now, although this is not pizza sauce, I love this company's marinara. Actually, we like the spicy marinara with our pasta. Of course, I love my own sauce, but when I'm home and I don't have it, I find this is a good substitute. So I love this, and it's always on sale, which is crazy. It's a great good value. Okay, I got the mozzarella. I got the hard salami. I got the cooked ham. Okay, capicola you can use, but I like the cooked ham the way it tastes. And I got the big slice of pepperoni. Normally I use at the restaurant the regular sliced pepperoni. Hormel, I really think also. Soteria makes a good pepperoni. It's called Ciao, CIAO. Like hello, goodbye, anytime. Okay, so I'm going to use this dough here. And, it's not my pizza dough, but, in the pinch, I still say it's kind of homemade, This dough's kind of crazy, but nice yeasty smell, I like that. So it's properly risen. Okay, we're just going to put it in some flour here. I'm just using AP flour at this point. Do a nice coating job on the flour. Now I'm recording it. I'm doing a video. You can join it if you want. You put a little bit of flour on the table. Okay. It's my wife. She didn't know I was doing the record this. So you knead your dough by hand. I'll give you a little image there. Okay, just like at the shop. I'm not going to smack it too hard because I don't want to make a mess in the house. But, so here we go. Little pat there. It's Stromboli, so you don't have to worry about making it surround, right? You're going to make it in the shape of a football at this point. It's a lot of dough. I think I might be able to. So I have a stone here. I use it 100 times. I think I'm just going to make this an arc. That way, we're going to just arc it as much as I can to make as much surface area as possible. So this feels like about it's a 19-20 ounce dough ball. It says it's on here somewhere. Oh, okay, 22 ounce. I'm going to put the other one in the fridge. That way I can use it maybe another time. I might end up making bread out of it, just see how that works out. So at any rate, so the key is you want to keep your middle as thick as possible, because you're going to be sealing this up anyway. Some people you don't need to use egg wash, just use some water. I'll show you at the end. Alright, do the steering wheel, and do just one rotation all the way around the dough. And remember, you don't have to pick this up and throw it. You're not making pizza. If you want to do a little bit of this, that's fine. But at this point, your dough, okay, about like that is good. Lay it down here, and that should work. So put a little flour maybe underneath where it doesn't stick to your table. I kind of have experience with this stuff, so I know how to lift it up and not get that stick thing going. All right, so that's about it. It's the size of it's arched. Okay, it looks like a crescent, like a half a circle. Take your mozzarella. So let's help the melding process, shall we? So normally I would not do this, but in this oven, it's kind of low temp. Maybe it shouldn't even be a big deal. I am going to put a little bit of sauce on the bottom, okay? Why? Well, because one, some of the problems I think with Strombolis are they cook them too fast and nothing melts correctly because the outside goes brown and the ingredients are still not melted on the inside. So maybe putting some of the liquid on the base in this oven here might help get some of that water to release from the base And as that steam comes up, it'll help heat, melt the mozzarella and the other meats as well. It might not make a big difference, but that's my logic behind it. So I have a 16-ounce bag of mozzarella. I'm going to use about maybe 2/3 of it. I mean, it's to your choice. We like cheese, so maybe I'll use a little bit more. And this is going to be a large Stromboli for sure. It's going to be like a 18, 20-inch bowlie. But I think this, you know what, a little bit more. I'm not going to have much left, but I don't really know if we need much more. There's really not much, so at this point, the hell with it. The heck with it, I'm going to just put it all on. So there it is. 1 pound of cheese. Put it all on there. Make a nice little dome. And what I like to do is I like to keep the cheese and meat closer to where I'm going to seal it. So when I lift this up, it's not getting so thin trying to pull over. It should just flop over. So let's keep this up a little bit here. So ham, cheese, salami, pepperoni, and sauce. Oops. Put that back on. Here we go. A little bit of a mess there, but it cleans up pretty easy. All right, no problem. You don't want to get sauce on your edge. When you get sauce, it's very hard to seal the dough. Water is helpful too, but not the sauce. The sauce, I guess the oil makes it want to separate apart. So this is just cooked ham. I said I like cooked ham. You know, they sliced it pretty thin, so I'm going to put on a couple more layers. I bought a 1/2 pound. I bet you I'm going to end up using about, probably a little more than a 1/4 pound. So, you know, ham is just one of 3 meats: ham, cheese, salami, right? Pepperoni and sauce. So there's the ham, and then the salami is here. Just put on some salami. They slice this kind of thin also, but I guess that'll be easy to eat. At the restaurant, we cut it a little bit thicker. Okay, you can be generous. It's going to be our meal. We're probably not going to finish this. It's just my wife and I. Again, she just wanted me to bring them a small Stromboli. And it was a busy day. It was payroll day. I kept getting interrupted, training a new person, so I forgot it. Or I'd be showing you with my ingredients from the restaurant at Marco's up in Marietta, Pennsylvania. Alright, now pepperoni. Again, I usually use the smaller pepperoni for my pizzas, but you know what? Store had this nice big sandwich pepperoni, so I just got that. Actually, I think it's going to be pretty good. So I've preheated my oven. It's preheated to 450. At the restaurant, we use anywhere from 525 on the low ends, all the way up to 600. Just depends on how busy we are, how fast that stone is being used, how quickly we need to recover that temperature. And you know what, if you're okay, I'm gonna quickly put this in the fridge. Time and temperature for me is a real big deal. I don't like it when things are kept at a temperature. I'm well within that temperature zone at this point. It's been nowhere near time that I need to be concerned with, but you know, let's get it back in the fridge quick. And I'll be right back over here. So, alright, I'm just going to pick this up so you can see it. It's kind of what you got here, Stromboli. Okay. And you notice I just kept things kind of closer here to the front. So all you want is just a little bit of cord here. So when we seal it, this is going to come over nicely, and that won't get so thin in the middle. Just put this back up here. Now I'm going to use my, just a little bit of tap water on my fingers, okay? Alright, so my finger's a little wet. I'm just going to kind of tap along that edge here, okay, because I want to make it an easy seal. Okay, and then here comes the rollover. So you just take your dough and let it relax. This here, bring it over just enough to relax it, okay? Alright, and then from here, now that this is nice and thick, I'm going to pull only from the edges. So I'm going to take this, because this is the thin part anyway, there's a thick part below it, it makes a nice consistency. This will stay nice and thick the whole time. I'm just going to pull till I meet it, push down with my fingers, pull towards me, push down. I'm just going to repeat this to the other side. Alright, doing that. here. Quickly, I'll show you the final product. Let me push this down. Some people like to roll the edges. I don't like to do that. I like to roll it, like make this big bow around it. It gets too thick. Customers don't like it because they think you're just trying to sell them a bunch of dough. It's actually not any extra. It just looks like it. My edges kind of look like this. I'm just pushing down, and with that water, creates that little pasty, so that's not going to reopen. Hey, that is not going to reopen. That's going to stay nice and closed through the whole cooking process. Now you can take a knife at this point, maybe do a little score. Back in the day, we would never cut it, and this thing would rise up like a dome. But if you sealed it correctly, it wouldn't break. What happened was, like a pressure cooker, man, everything melted inside. Like, you never had a problem. But nowadays, we kind of stopped doing that. What's unattractive is once that bubble cools down, kind of gets all wrinkly. That doesn't look so nice. So I just you can either use a knife and cut it. I'm just going to take the dough on my finger, and I'm going to I'm just going to tear it. Just a little bit. You'll see here. That's it. Just a little tear right here. That's all I did. And then that way, when the hot air rises, it's going to escape, and you won't have to worry about that big bubble. Plus, remember, the temperature's a little lower. It's going to cook a little longer. At this point, this is your call. I would recommend not even oiling the top, not even doing egg wash, like the egg white. Some people will do that. I understand why, nice and glazy. To me, it gets too crunchy. The reason why I say don't top it with oil right now is because it takes longer to do a Stromboli than a pizza. So if I oil this now, my concern is that the top of the dough is going to get too dark, while the center ingredients still have not gotten to temperature. Things have not melted. So we got a monster here. Normally I would put this on something bigger, but this is all I got. I got this stone. So let's see how smart I am by making this way oversized Stromboli fit here. Now it's kind of sticking over a little bit on the edges, so let me pick this guy up here. Well, I tell you what, the 12-inch cooking stone is not the preferred method here. But all things considered, this might end up working. You'll find out. So here's what it looks like. Okay, I put this monster right on there. I'm going to take it with me here. You can watch from over here. I think that'll work. You see my stove, and then you can watch me, put it in the stove. I have the rack set in the oven almost to the bottom. Let me see. So actually it's the first level on the bottom. So I'm simply going to put this inside. And I'm going to guess this is going to take about 10 to 12 minutes. So I'm going to have this on the bottom. And we'll come back in about 10 minutes. We'll check it, maybe 8 to 10 minutes, and we'll check it, okay? I'll be back. Hold on.